Here with Jimmy Hoffman. Jimmy, thanks for taking the time to weigh in with me today.
No problem. Thank you.
Jimmy, what's it sound like if I introduce you as a former Hazleton wrestler?
Weird for the fact that I've been wrestling for them the past 13 years of my life, and no longer being with them is it's kind of strange.
It is, right? You know, the transitions, two-time PIA place winner. Want to kind of go back and give the kids at home a little bit of sense of who you are. Can you tell me how old you were when you started wrestling?
I was 5 years old when I started wrestling. I put on my first pair of shoes, and my first tournament actually I didn't even wear a singlet. I wrestled in shorts and a t-shirt,
With
but
shoes?
yeah, with shoes, with wrestling shoes. But just shorts and a t-shirt, no singlets. It's just a lot of fun.
Was it your idea to start wrestling, or do you have a family member that introduced you?
My dad did. One day we were sitting outside. I remember we were sitting on our deck, and he just goes, "Jimmy, you want to go sign up for wrestling this year?" I was like, "Oh, sure, why not? Let's do it." So went over and we did it.
Now, did you like it immediately?
Yes, considering I had an older cousin who did it, I knew somewhat about it. So being able to be with him and him helping me out, I knew that's definitely what I wanted to do.
Older cousin, old enough that they would pummel you, or old enough that they would help you?
Old enough to help me.
Old enough to help you? Okay. Um,
Yeah.
and what was it that you liked about the sport when you were young?
It's just a lot of contact. Of course, a young kid always likes the contact sports, but it was a one-on-one thing. You didn't have to rely on a team as much as it was individual performance.
Any chance you can put a pillow there just to steady the picture? Maybe
Of
underneath it.
course.
Anyway, I don't want to make anybody motion sick. So the individual sport, and what age were you when you really thought I'm taking this more seriously?
Probably around my fourth, fifth grade year. That's when I knew this is what I wanted to do. So I really started training a little bit harder, doing a little bit more, and as much as I could.
Where did you get the drive from? Your dad? Was it from you? Is it how you were raised? It's a hard sport, pretty demanding.
Absolutely. I mean, I being successful at that sport really helped me and it really drove me to become the best that I could. So knowing if that's really what I wanted to do and what really I wanted to become the best at, I knew I had to put in the time and the effort and just do it.
Now, at that time did you have other friends who were doing it seriously, or were you the first of your group of friends, or were you the last to take it seriously?
No, it was all at the same time. I grew up with the same kids, the same seniors that just graduated with me. We all started when we were 5 or 6 years old, and we all graduated together. So it was a lot of fun.
Nice. Can you describe yourself as a wrestler for people who have not seen you wrestle?
I'm pretty physical. I mean, I like to be in there at all times. Love to score. I mean, if you're not scoring, you're not winning. So I'm always in good position to get points and score as many points as I could.
Now, I dig. I've seen you wrestle a few times. I like your physical and aggressive style. Were you always that way, or is it something that you've picked up along the way?
Something I definitely picked up along the way. I remember freshman and sophomore year, I was a little bit more timid, and I mean, I was losing the close matches. I knew I didn't want to do that, but I really wanted to get those matches, become a state medalist. I knew I had to get aggressive and make things work and make things happen.
Now, did you feel a switch change when you said that? Was it a gradual process? Like what was there a catalyst, or tell me a little bit about that change?
Well, it was more my coach,
Okay.
Coach Schaefer. He's really helped me along the way. He's been there by my side for so many years. He's like, if this is really what you want to do, you want to make that medal stand, you want to be at the top, you got to get aggressive. You got to make things happen.
Did he give you more skills, or was it just the mental game that you had to get more aggressive mentally?
He said my physical aspect was there. It was definitely more mentalness where I had to get mentally tough, how to really strap it up, and how to go.
So it's been a couple months since lost second time in the state finals. Have you had time to reflect on that match, and what are your thoughts about it? And I'm wondering how that contributes to you going forward.
Yeah, we've thought about it a lot. I mean, it really sucks knowing that I got the biggest stage in PA wrestling not once but twice, and then just falling short not once but twice again. But I mean, all in all, it really was a good match. I feel stuff I wish I could have done, but I mean, I didn't. There was just I just really wish you could get those matches back, just so you could really get that match to become a state champion. Where me and Zach, we've wrestled multiple times. It's been back and forth every time. So
Well, you're a senior and you're going into a really tough room. So I'm guessing there's going to be a lot more adversity working out with national champion Darian Cruz, All-American Scotty Parker. Can you tell me a little bit how you deal with that adversity mentally?
I'm looking forward to it. I mean, I want to get down there. I really want to train with those guys because they know what it takes to get to the podium in the national level. So I'm hoping they can give me some pointers of what I have to do on the mat and off the mat to really make myself a better person and a better wrestler.
Was there any kind of emotional roller coaster after states this year? Is there anything that you did differently from states this year from last year?
I definitely put a lot more time in the weight room than I did the previous year. I mean, I worked out all summer, of course, and I mean, I really didn't stop wrestling a little bit, but that was pretty much it, actually.
What do you think about when you're on the mat? Are you thinking? Are you flowing? Do you have little self-talk words that you're repeating to yourself?
It's more of I just have to stay aggressive, be aggressive the whole time. Um, I'm never out of the match. Even if something doesn't go my way, you have to stay in it, stay mentally prepared, just keep going forward.
So are you telling yourself forward or
Forward, yep.
yeah? Is that your self-talk when you're wrestling?
Yeah, it'd be more of a self-talk.
Yeah. Well, you're not saying it out loud, are you? You don't say it out
No,
loud.
no. I mean, I might have once in a while, but
Interesting. How about in the practice room? Do you have any self-talk that is different? Are you just working on more aggression, or is it just different self-talk for a different day, depending on what you're trying to do?
well, coaches they want to push you as hard as you can all the time, so it's more of a aspect of not hitting the wall, break through the wall, and keep going as much as you can. So you're physically not tired, you're mentally not tired, because I mean your body will not break, your head will. So it's all between your ears. If you could think you could do it, you could definitely do it.
So at the beginning, we said you're a former Hazleton wrestler. You've chosen to wrestle at Lehigh. You're wearing the shirt for the Mountain Hawks. Can you tell me why you chose Lehigh?
Great academic school. It's gonna help me go further for after wrestling. But I mean, going into that program, they're a great wrestling school, so it was definitely keen to me that that's where I wanted to go from the beginning. Nice campus, great coaches, great teammates. The kids are all so nice. I like them all very much.
Do you talk to those guys, like the kids on the team, right now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We have a group message with the recruits that just coming in now, and we're all talking all the time, every day. And even the ones that are actually down there already, they take you right under your wing and help you around.
Nice. So we mentioned a little bit. You're going in. You're going to be wrestling with Darian Cruz, Scotty Parker. So it's a pretty tough lightweight room. Do you ever get nervous thinking about it?
No, I mean they're really good,
Yeah.
but they're gonna do nothing but help me get better. So that's what I'm looking forward to most.
Okay. Nice. Can you tell me what your weight is right now? Walk around weight?
I'm about 146ish, 147. Last time I stepped on the scale, but
You're not controlling weight though, right?
I'm not blowing up. I mean, I'm eating whenever I want to eat.
Okay.
I drink whatever I want now, so yeah, that's nice.
Have you talked with coaches about where you're gonna compete this year?
I think they want me to stay around 141 pounds.
Okay. And I'm assuming you're gonna. Is it a redshirt year? I mean, is it determined?
I'm pretty sure I'm redshirting from as of right now.
Okay. Will you be competing during the rest of the summer?
Oh yeah, we're going down to Disney actually in 2 weeks for the Disney Duels AAU National Duels. So that's gonna be a lot of fun again. That team's great too.
That's a pretty good team to work out with. What club are you working out with?
Mawa actually.
Okay. And what weight are you going to wrestle there?
138.
138. So you're within 10 pounds.
Oh, there's a weight limit, so it's 143. So I'm right there.
You're right there. Can you tell me a little bit about your relationship with cutting weight?
It's more of a mental aspect. Again, if it's gonna benefit me, I want to do it. I'm gonna do it. So it's. I mean, it's not. No one likes to do it, but it's a part of wrestling. It's something you have to do.
Were you cutting? Have you always been a pretty good weight cutter? I mean, have you ever? Did it take us? Were there any skills you could pass along to anybody?
Definitely, you have to really watch what you eat and drink. I mean, obviously, but there's no sense in drinking soda that's gonna help you. It's not gonna do anything for you.
Yeah.
So drink a lot of water, drink a lot of Gatorade, stuff that's gonna help hydrate you, and eat a good protein meals. Because I mean, it gives you more energy, and you're not storing anything bad for you.
I'm not sure how many schools were in play when you were considering Lehigh, but do you have any advice to kids who are going to be going through the recruiting process?
It's definitely a tough process. I mean, you gotta weigh out all the features, all the factors, but you'll get that feeling once you get to a school and once you visit campus, you visit the wrestling, you talk to the coaches, you meet some of the teammates, you'll know what place is really true for you.
Now, did you enjoy the entire process, or was it stressful, or a mix?
It was definitely stressful. I mean, I was really leaning towards University of Buffalo and Lockhaven as well as Lehigh, but I mean, Buffalo's a little bit far from me, a little bit too cold. So, and Lockhaven, great school as well, but I just felt like Lehigh was definitely it from the beginning.
Great guys down there, incredible wrestling facility. Have you seen matches at Grace Hall?
Yes,
Yeah.
actually, I was still uncommitted at this time, and they got me tickets for my birthday, so we went down and we watched on my birthday against Bucknell, the opening match, so that was a lot of fun.
No, yep, definitely. All right. Let's see. So you're wrestling at the Disney Duels. Is there anything else that you'll be competing at? And when do you think you'll be at Lehigh University? Will you be there before school starts working out or not?
Yeah, we'll be there before school starts. I'll be down there, and I go down there to practice Tuesdays and Thursdays now,
Okay.
as much as I can. But for Disney, we're going down there in 2 weeks, and then I think as soon as I come home, I'm going to be periodically staying down there and working out, lifting, wrestling, and doing whatever else I have to do, and being able to come home as well.
Do you watch wrestling?
All the time. Love it.
Who are your favorite wrestlers?
Bo Nichols, that kid is something else. Watching him wrestle, it's pretty incredible how he could pin anyone from anywhere and never seems to be uncomfortable.
Yeah, he looks comfortable from a lot of different positions. If you could wrestle anybody, regardless of age and weight, who would you pick?
Probably Jordan Burroughs, just because he's the best. I mean, I always wanted to put myself with the best, and hopefully I would have been able to give him somewhat of a match.
Yeah. All right. Any thoughts between the singlet and the two-piece uniform?
I don't really see a difference. I don't have a preference. I mean, I've always worn a singlet. I don't know if that's really going to help, but I honestly have no idea what's going to happen with it. I hope they say with the singlets. I preferably like the singlets a little bit better, but it is what it is. I wrestle either way.
Do you ever practice in a singlet?
No, actually, I have not.
Okay. Anything, now that you're not a high school wrestler anymore, any thoughts on ways to improve high school wrestling?
They definitely have to start wrestling out of bounds. I don't really like the out of bounds rule because, I mean, you could just literally be right there, and as long, like in college, you could have a toe in, you could have a finger in, and you're still in bounds. Being able to wrestle out of bounds is really key, I think.
I think that they changed the back points and fall rule just after the season.
Yes, I heard that as well.
Right, that's going to be good. You grew up wrestling in Pennsylvania. You're the toughest wrestling state there is, my perspective. Any thoughts on that? You know, when you travel around, I mean, does it give you any perspective?
I mean, you always have your studs from every other state. I mean, there's great wrestlers anywhere, but I feel like PA definitely has the depth that the other states don't have. So being able to wrestle with all these kids that are great and good, I mean, it really helps you become a better wrestler.
Next 5 years, if you could write any script for yourself, where do you see things playing out?
Well, I want to get on that national podium, obviously, but I'd like to see myself at the top.
Okay. Um, Anything you want to tell Lehigh wrestling fans?
Be ready, and we're going to have a lot of fun throughout the next 5 years.
Speaking of this time frame, where do you see yourself after school? You alluded to the education at Lehigh. Do you see yourself being involved with wrestling beyond that, and you have other aspirations?
Definitely, I mean, the sport's given me so much, so it'd only be right if I gave something back to it.
And what do you want to be in your after wrestling career?
I want to go into business as my major, so if I could get a job, anything that has to do with that, I'll be happy, and then hopefully I'll have time to coach as well.
Jimmy, thanks for the time.
No problem. Thank you.